So this is planetary winds, and I want to connect winds with precipitation. Winds with precipitation. So I want to bring a local wind also. Before bringing a local wind, I want to talk about a macro wind. I want to divide Americas into climatic belts. I want to divide Americas into climatic belts. Do we get that? That's my task right now. And when I'm dividing Americas into climatic belts, there are many things, but I'm not going local right now. I'm going macro, global. So in global terms, when I look at that, so climatic belt should be something to do with heat and something to do with precipitation, rainfall. Yes? With heat, I want America to be called as warm, if it is warm. America to be called as cool, if it is cool. And America to be called as cold, if it is cold. Do we get that? Okay. I want America to be called as humid, if it is humid. If it is dry, I would want it to be called as arid. And if it is midway, I want it to be called as semi-arid. What am I going to use? I am going to use my understanding of winds, permanent winds, my understanding of types of precipitation, my understanding of heat distribution on the planet. Do we get that? So, how many words do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This we did in foundation also. Now we have done a lot of climatology. Let's see whether we are able to do it or not. So can we draw a North America map? People who came to us in September. This is your equator. This is your equator. This is a sea north of the equator. To this sea I attach this 75 degree or 70 degree angle. Quickly draw the equator. Don't wait for me. Quickly. अभी pencil pen निकालेंगे. जल्दी कर लो. To this I attach a boiling water pan with a handle. So this is a boiling water pan with a handle. This is a bird's wing. And this is the mirror image of S. This is here I close it. And I'm here, I take 2 steps, 1 step, 2 steps. I make a C over here. This line is 30 degrees north. Almost at the same distance in the southern hemisphere, I have 30 degrees south. This is where I have 60 degree north. This is where I have 60 degree south. Your job to tell me the climate of North America and South America. The words you can use are warm, cool, cold, humid, arid and semi-arid. So which one is the warm part? So this is warm. Which is the cool part? Which is the cold part? Is everyone okay with that? So warm, cool, cold is done. So I have the colors, you don't worry about this. So let me use those colors. This is the warm belt. You don't draw the colors, that's only for me to work with. This is the cool belt. And where is the cold? This slightly is the cold belt. Perfect. Now I want rainfall. So how will we get the rainfall? How would we get the precipitation? 30-degree north-south. What precipitation? Why humid? You are saying this is humid. This whole area is humid. You're calling it humid. You're calling this as humid. Why humid? And then what will you call this? This is semi-arid. And this is semi-arid. And this will be arid then? On top it will be arid. So is it got to do with latitude? Then what has it got to do with? It has to do with 3 types of precipitation. Simple rule is 3 types of precipitation. So which precipitation is the first type? Convectional. Where does it happen? No, it is not 30-degree north-south. Who said that? कहाँ से हो रहा है 30-degree north-south? आप बताइए मुझे. मैंने तो नहीं पढ़ा है. आप कहाँ से पढ़ रहे हैं? I do not know. For convectional rain, what do we need? We need hot conditions and water. There should be water also, and it should be hot also, hot and humid. I am to sticking very much to the basics. I do not know what logic you apply. So the region which is hot and a lot of water is available because of Amazon is this. So this one, a lot of rain happens. This area, a lot of rain happens. This is called the equatorial rainforest. Not up to 30 degrees. No, sorry, this is not true. I do not know where you're reading that. So at the equatorial region, yes, I get convectional rainfall. At this place where I put a cross, it is hot, but no moisture over there. So if the moisture is not there, what will happen? The convectional rainfall will not happen. Convectional rainfall happens at equator, I get that. That won't happen. Do you think that it is going to happen over here, convectional rainfall? This is a desert. But then I do not know who taught you. मैंने नहीं बताया. So first type of rainfall happens in humid, hot and humid areas. So that is why, which is going to be over there, South America. South America, which rainfall has happened? Convectional. After convectional rainfall, which is the second type of rainfall? Orographic. What do I need for orographic? Barrier. I have always maintained that the barrier and onshore winds, I do not know what you are saying. Barrier is not need for orographic rain. We need moisture laden onshore wind coming towards the barrier, otherwise it does not work. So do we have any barriers? Please make the topography of these two continents. Make the topography of these two continents. That is why we always say make your diagrams big enough so that we can do that. So on the western side they have mountains. On the eastern side, South America has a shield called Brazilian shield. And down south also they have something called as Patagonia. Here also they have mountains, Appalachians and Rockies. Do we get that? Now, topography is done. What is needed? Winds. So please plot the winds. Permanent winds or local winds? So please plot the permanent winds. Now you know what are the winds. That's why I asked you to mug it up. All the centers who are listening to me, don't listen to me, draw it. These are hand-on classes. So the trade winds are bringing a lot of moisture on this side. Yes or no? This also. So probably they will make this area as hot and humid. But this area, where it is offshore, this will be hot and arid. And we have deserts over here. Yes or no? Likewise, this is hot and humid. There is going to be a lot of rain in the Brazilian side, east coast also, orographic rain. So this is going to be hot and humid. But here what will it be? Arid. And between humid and arid comes what? Semi-arid. Here also we have a desert, semi-arid. If we go to the 30-degree belt, what happens? This area becomes humid. Which rainfall? Orographic rainfall. So this is not hot and arid, this is cool and humid. When it comes here, what does it become? Cool and semi-arid. Did we talk about this or not? This is also cool and semi-arid. This side will be humid. In between we have a patch. Over here, we have a patch over here, which is also called Mediterranean type. Heard of Mediterranean type? Mediterranean type, we will talk about that later also. But this is what your GC Leong chapter 15 to 25 tells us. When I ask you to apply, I do not know many of you can apply or not, because your relation with books is quite skewed. What will be on the top? 60 degrees and above. What will I write over there? Cold and what? Arid or semi-arid? What about others? Will it be arid, semi-arid, or what? No moisture. So will it be arid? So frozen water is not water. Just again think about it. That's why I have a problem that after reading all that climatology, we are saying because there is snow, no water, that is why it is arid. Less water holding capacity. Cold air has low water holding capacity. Stop saying cold air has low temperature. The word cold air means low temperature. आप क्यों नहीं समझ रहे? You grown up, no? तब से बोले जा रहे cold air has less temperature. Cold air has less temperature. That's the word. Low temperature means low moisture holding capacity. When did we do it? When I did relative humidity. When we cool down the air, what happens? Its moisture holding capacity reduces. When the air does not have moisture holding capacity, it cannot carry water in it. That is why it is going to be arid or semi-arid depending upon the season. Sir, does California lie in the humid region? Patna, please find out where is California. Where is California? What is the address of deserts? Where is the address of deserts? 30 degrees. This is where California is. Yes or no? This is where California is. That's what we are looking at. So this is what are your permanent winds. Permanent winds can do this. Today we are talking about local winds. So what are local winds? We will talk about that. Get that? So let's talk about a local wind. Let's talk about a local wind. And this local wind is called Chinook. This local wind is also called, another wind I have is blizzard. Chinook को fawn wind भी बोलते हैं. Chinook is called fawn also. So that's there. It's Santa Ana also. South America में इसको Zonda बोलते हैं. Sir, please make us write down. Write down, it is in the booklet, please. थोड़ा सा पढ़ लो, लिस्ट बना के दिया है. बुकलेट में देखोगे blizzard के साथ लिखा है बुरान. And I will train you also, I am here to teach. So Chinook and blizzard, what is it? So 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees. This is 30 degrees. Everyone okay with that? Now pay attention to this. This is more important. All the people with whatever degrees you have. Engineering degree, graduate degree, postgraduate degree. Let us understand something. There are certain things which are very simple. And internationally it is accepted that a 10th, 11th standard student can understand. Unfortunately, an Indian engineer does not understand. So let's work on that. This is the westerly belt. This is the westerly belt. This is the trade wind belt. Do we get that? And here we have Rockies. Stop typoing it, please. Understand it. Stop drawing it. There is a lot of rain going to happen here, and that rain is called orographic rain. Keep speaking, whatever is coming, that will help you. Do we get that? This region is a special region. This region is a special region because it is not coming in the way of westerlies. It is not coming in the way of westerlies. And it is not even coming in the way of easterlies. So it is at the zone of transition. What is this? This is the belt of transition. Remember, we call this belt as what? Subtropical high pressure belt. Is it in the westerlies? No, it is not in the westerlies. Is this subtropical high pressure belt always stationary? What happens to this belt? It shifts northward and southward. So I want it to shift southward. I want the subtropical high pressure belt to shift southward. Which season would it be in North America when it shifts southward? Winter. Why winter? Because sun would have shifted down, it has gone in the southern hemisphere. And do we know that the subtropical high pressure belt is the origin of westerlies? If this one goes down, suppose this begins from here. Now this is where it has come down. Can I say, now this area will start coming in the belt of westerlies? Since these are moisture-laden westerlies, and a barrier is also there, will it cause rain? This rain is going to happen throughout the year or only in the winter? Only in the winter. This happens only in North America or any place which lies on this latitude on the western side on any continent? Any continent. These latitudes which come under westerlies during winters, that is why what are they called? Those are called Mediterranean climate. Do we get that? That is the shift of belts. In GC Leong, they have used South America as an example. I am deliberately using North America as an example so that you have some diversity also to understand. Do we get that? Now, if subtropical high pressure belt has shifted, everyone pay attention. If subtropical high pressure belt has shifted, will the 60-degree belt also shift? Yes or no? So this 60-degree belt has come over here. What do we call it? So which season I am talking about? In the winters, something special happened on the western coast of North America, that because of the shift of the belt, a region which was never coming under westerlies is now coming under westerlies, and it is causing rain. Such a rain which happens in winter, which is a rarity, is happening because of the shift of belts, and such a rain is called Mediterranean rain, and that is called Mediterranean climate. Do we get that? Perfect. Now what is happening is, if subpolar low shifts downward, what was the wind north of it or air north of it? It was the cold polar air. What was it? Cold polar air, which is semi-arid to arid. Now, why do I call it semi-arid and arid? It depends on the moisture, and moisture is dependent on temperature, and Canada has summers also, Canada has winters also. In winters, they will be more dry. In winters, they will be more dry or not? So that is winters. So in winters, they are arid. Now, moment this belt shifts, what happens to this cold air? Cold air will shift downwards or not? Cold air will shift downwards. This is cold Canadian air which will come to this latitude which has shifted. So this is the Great Lakes region. But something strange happens. Something very strange happens. Say for example, I am watering my plants. I have a garden and I am giving water to the plants, and I am using a garden hose, that pipe which we use. And there is a plant which is far off. I am not able to reach, and the water which I am using with the pipe is not able to reach that. What do? Naturally, I pinch the mouth of the pipe, and what happens to the water? The jet goes a little far off. So this constriction which I have brought in on the mouth of the pipe, that causes the water to go a little further. What principle of physics is being applied over here? This is Bernoulli's principle. So when you create a venturi, when you create a constriction over there, the pressure will increase, and as a result the velocity will also increase. It goes a little far off. So if the air is coming south, just imagine I'm using the same pipe logic over here. If the air is shifting southward, it's okay. But if the air is shifting southward and it is forced to pass between a restriction, and who's creating this restriction? Ankur, मुझे दे दो screen पे. Who's creating this restriction? Appalachian and Andes. So all that air wanted to come down, it will just come down up to the place where I had written SPL, but because there is a constriction, what will that constriction cause the air to? What did it cause the water to? Increase in speed. So what will happen? The speed will be increased and it will go further. So instead of reaching just this area, which was the limit, it abnormally comes to this area. Do we get that? Who created this? Local topography. Local topography created this, and because of the shift of the belts, this cold air coming down brings what? Very cold, semi-arid and almost dry condition to these areas. In Canada, we call them blizzards. When it happens in Russia, remember Russia also same latitude, when it happens in Russia, they are called burans. Do we get that? What is a blizzard? What is a buran? Stop, don't draw. We are still on this. It's absolutely okay when the blizzard comes. We know that belt in North America is the prairie belt. Yes or no? So prairie is a grassland. And if a very cold frozen air comes on that, what will it do? It will cause the entire prairies to be covered by snow. Prairies are covered by snow. Perfectly okay. A local wind called blizzard cause winter snowing of prairies. Is everyone okay? Simple example of a local wind. Now, these westerlies which are blowing, they blow throughout the year. When they rise, they condense. When they rise on the mountains, they condense, and what do they create? They create rain. But moment they cross the mountain, they begin to heat adiabatically. Remember, sinking air warms up, and when these warm air streaks enter prairies, prairies is frozen, what will it do? It will melt the prairies. Wherever this wind goes, it will melt the frozen prairies. This warm air is called Chinook, another local wind. Hear that? Sir, why does it not blow during the summers? It should blow during the summers. Why it blows throughout the year? But only in winters will things snow up. Only in winters it will cause the snow to melt. Only in winters I'll get the name snow eater. This is how a local wind is created. UPSC has asked many a times questions on local winds. What are local winds? They expect you to write it in your own words, and they say show their impact using some specific examples. So this was North America for you, and the things that we have talked about is Chinook and blizzard. Fawn is in Europe. Zonda is in South America. Same phenomena, but in different areas. Now you can draw that. So did we understand Chinook? Did we understand blizzard and some names in that? Did we also understand what is Mediterranean climate? Yes? And how did we use that? We used that with an example, and we are drawing something like this.